I am your friendly neighborhood J-Man. This is the almost internet famous internet show, and today we are talking 2015's International Toy Fair.
And now, the aggregator of awesome, the curator of cool, my dad, your friendly neighborhood Jamon.
Another year and another Toy Fair has come and gone. It makes me sad too. But fret not, Denzians of Internet's land. Your friendly neighborhood J-Man has the scoop on all the doings and going-ons for 2015's North American International Toy Fair. I sort of feel like we should have a title sequence right about now. What do you guys think? Okay, let's do it. For 2015, Toy Fair was once again held in the palatial, or is it palatial? Whatever. The palatial palace known as the Jacob Javits Center in good old New York City from February 14th to February 17th. And what better way to spend Valentine's Day weekend than with the things you love, yourself and toys. But believe you me, it's not all fun and games. No, sir. This shit is work. First of all, it's in New York. It's winter, and that means it's flipping cold. Look, I'm from the Northeast. I'm no stranger to the cold. I'm only 90 miles south of New York City, so it's not like I live that much closer to the equator. But that shit was cold, yo. Cold. Not to mention windy. As for the event itself, you have never walked so much in your life. I shit you not. Per the Toy Industry Association's website, the event was the equivalent of more than 7 football fields long. I'm no math magician by any stretch of the imagination, but to put that into some perspective for you, that's the equivalent of walking to the moon and back 17 times. At least that's what it feels like by the end of the second day. Toy Fair is like Disney World, without all those annoying kids, or better yet, it's probably the closest thing there is to Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory. The original Wonka Factory, that is, not that awful Tim Burton Johnny Depp remake. Phew! P.U. Sorry, Johnny. And it also doesn't have those creepy Oompa Loompas running around singing songs about bad kids either. Other than that, it's just like the Chocolate Factory. With toys instead of chocolate. You get where I'm going with this, don't you? You got to cram all that toy goodness into 2 days. Well, at least that's what I had to do. I only allotted myself 2 days for the event. And I thought I was being all clever and because I crammed so much into those 2 days, I really wasn't able to walk the floor and see all the rest of the weird and wonderful stuff that people have put together for the event. That's not to say I didn't see some really awesome stuff, because Lord knows, these eyes of mine were cast upon some frightfully awesome things. Just not as much as I had wanted. Enough of all this bullshit though, let's get this recap started right after this.
From the pen of author Roald Dahl to the motion picture screen comes a most unusual chocolate factory and the mysterious candy man inside.
I'm so glad you could come. This is going to be such an exciting day.
Gene Wilder is the mythical candy man Willy Wonka, and he's opening his factory gates for 5 lucky children who find a golden ticket. Our hero, Charlie Bucket, wants his golden chance more than anyone.
Open it, Charlie. Let's see that golden ticket.
Wouldn't that be fantastic? It's not fair to raise his hope.
Never mind. Go on, open it, Charlie. I want to see that gold.
Stop it, Dad. I've got the same chance as anybody else, haven't I?
Eat your way through the chocolate room. Take a ride on the Burp-powered Wonkamobile. Float around the bubbly, fizzy lifting room. Sail down the chocolate river on the SS Wonkatania. Step on the Wonkavator and go through the roof. Destination, the scrumdiddly-yumptious world of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Rated G.
Welcome back. We'll start this Toy Fair recap with the company I was most looking forward to and the one I spent the most amount of legwork getting into. Lego. Let me tell you something. I worked my ass off getting into this booth. I spent months prior to Toy Fair emailing everyone and anyone associated with Lego, begging them to let me in. I mean, I emailed this person, I emailed that person, I emailed the store manager of my local Lego store, I even emailed my brother, who has no association with Lego, but he's a big fan too. To no avail though, until finally just a couple of weeks before the event, one of my emails managed to get through Lego's Fortified Defenses, and your friendly neighborhood J-Man was invited to Lego's breakfast event at Toy Fair Valentine's Day morning. So, was it all worth it? All that work? Let me summarize it to you thusly. Hell yeah. They had the helicarrier there,
the TIE Fighter, the Slave One, the Hulkbuster armor, Emperor's Throne Room, Iron Spider-Man, the Teen Titans!
Okay, let me pull myself together here. Let's take it from the top with Star Wars. Most of the Star Wars sets being shown by Lego were from the animated show Rebels. They had a couple of sets from the original trilogy, most notably the Death Star Final Duel set. Other than that, Star Wars movie stuff was slim pickings. Before you ask, nope, there was no Force Awakens stuff either. Nothing, nada, not a hint, not a sideways glance. That's not to say Lego doesn't have anything waiting in the wings come December 2015 for the new movie. It just means they weren't showing. But wait, there is more. And that more comes in the form of Marvel DC Superheroes line. For Marvel, it's all Age of Ultron stuff, most of which is hitting retail right now. They also have coming out later this year a cool Spider-Man set that features Sandman, an Ultimate Comics Rhino, and Iron Spider-Man. On the DC side, a bunch of Batman-themed stuff. Surprise! But the top of the line set features, wait for it, Teen Titans. Yes, Starfire, Raven, Beast Boy, Cyborg, Robin, and Batman. What's another Batman figure at this point, right? The other highlights of the Lego booth were the Ultimate Collector sets. The three big ones were at the booth live and in person. Boba Fett's Slave One, the Shield Helicarrier, and the upcoming TIE Fighter. While it's definitely a cool piece, the Helicarrier isn't the must-have set as per me. That title goes to Slave One. And that, my friends, is what we in the biz call foreshadowing. But enough about Lego, let's move on to action figures. This was my first year getting into Hasbro's presentation, which I don't mind admitting here was fairly cool. Hasbro does their thing off-site at the New York Times building. First, you sit through a short presentation. Then, they let you loose through their multiple booths like Willy Wonka setting those annoying kids free in the chocolate room. Augustus!
Augustus, come back!
What was the big thing this year for Hasbro? I can tell you what it wasn't. Star Wars. Once again, no hint or mention of The Force Awakens. And they had even less product for current Star Wars properties than Lego. Although they did have this giant frozen for Baka. The Marvel Legends are growing this year with figures from the upcoming Ant-Man movie, Age of Ultron, including this gigantic Hulkbuster armor Build-A-Figure. And not one, but two waves of Spider-Man figures that will include Misty Knight. Yes! Misty Knight! Also the original Scarlet Spider, a Superior Venom, and a badass Rhino Build-A-Figure. Hasbro also had some pretty impressive setups for their other properties like Nerf, Play-Doh, Transformers, a bunch of little kid shit and girly stuff. As much as I'd like to go into more detail about that stuff, I'm already squandering plenty of valuable streaming gigabytes. Trust me when I say there is plenty of cool stuff coming out this year from Hasbro. Which leaves us with the best of the best, the creme de la creme, the best booth of 2015 Toy Fair goes to DC Collectibles. No, they weren't as grand in scale as Mattel or Hasbro, but for sheer product coming out this year, they were hands down the best. And getting the biggest push from them this year is their new DC Icons line. Made in a new 6-inch scale, these figures are meant to represent the total of the DC universe, from the new 52 to the old 52, and everything in between. The first couple of waves will feature the likes of Superman, Harley Quinn, 3 different versions of the Atom, Batman of course, Deadman with this cool taking over another superhero's power, and this uber awesome deluxe Green Lantern with snap-on constructs. Finally, a decent line to replace all those awful Mattel DC figures. The only thing is, this line isn't set to hit to retail until November of 2015. You got some time in front of you until then. Then there's the continuation of the Batman animated series line. Man, there are so many figures to look forward to in this line, both from the animated series and the new Batman adventures. I'm talking Batgirl, Penguin, Bane, Scarecrow, and Nightwing, not to mention this deluxe Roxy Rocket figure. DC Collectibles also has a bunch of cool statues planned for 2015 too. My favorite line, the Bombshells, continues with a new take on that classic Times Square World War II kiss. You know the one I'm talking about. This version has it all twisted up with Harley giving Joker a nice little dip and a smooch. The statue to get though, but one definitely above my pay grade, is the Gotham City Garage Harley Quinn statue. I gotta tell you, this thing was awesome, but at upwards of $350, I'll just keep in mind from before. The product of the show though, the thing that got me most excited about 2015, the Batman animated series Batmobile. This thing is awesome. It's huge. It's gotta be this big. It fits 2 animated figures comfortably, it rolls, it lights up, it will make my life and yours complete. It's gonna retail for $99.99 though, which I know sounds like a lot, but when I tell you this thing is easily worth $100, it is. To be honest, I hope DC Collectibles isn't watching right now, because this thing is easily worth more than a hunch. It's not coming out until December, so we all have no excuse to start putting money aside for it right now. And there you have it. That's my brief coverage of 2015's Toy Fair. It's only the tip of the iceberg. There's a lot of good stuff coming out this year. Start saving your pennies now. We'll donate some stuff later on if you have to. I'll leave you with the runner-up product of the show. This life-size farting pig.
Yeah, that was me.
And that's all the time we have for today's show. I'd like to thank myself for putting all this shit together. Don't forget to check out my website, yfnjman.com, for more fun and more excitement. I'm also on all your favorite social media. I'm on the Twitter, I'm on the Facebook, and I'm even on the Google+. All you gotta do is search. And check me out every Monday on the Fanboy Factor podcast at fanboyfactor.com. And finally, we'll end this plugorama with this. Subscribe. I need you to subscribe to this channel because my ego requires it. Until next time. Also has a blah, 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 go, blah.